Hey gang, Will here from the Ashland Fly Shop. I did a little fishing roundup for you for mid-June here in the Southern Oregon, Northern Cal region. Holy water. We'll start out here because this is where we get a lot of feedback. So the last week has been quite good. Quite good fishing up there with the hatch. Bugs, really just a lot of bugs on the water, and a lot of fish responding to them. Again, really kind of inconsistent, throughout the day, coming and going. It can be some really reckless and really good fishing up there, but this year seems like those periods have been fewer and far between. But this last week, with a couple of nice days in there, I did get some very good reports, from a cross section of anglers, let's say. So that's a really good sign. And then, as typically can happen, we've had a real return to some very cool, very cool weather. So I don't know exactly what's happening up there now. I would imagine it's really going to put the bug activity down, and probably most of the bugs have kind of done their thing at this point. So probably it's going to be a real noticeable lack of insect activity up there. Salmon flies, stoneflies we're talking about. But now we're into this kind of post-hatch phase, which can last about a week and a half or so, where the bugs can be pretty imprinted on the fish. And so you can go out there just like you kind of can before the hatch, and you can cast around salmon flies and large dries and stuff, and you can turn some fish. So it's kind of an interesting time up there. To kind of explore that, and we can get some pretty darn good days fishing up there in that post-hatch phase. So I still encourage you to kind of go up there and check it out, just with the assumption that it's probably not going to be wide open from here on out. But we did get a short little window of some very good fishing. That window always kind of moves around up there, which is interesting. So that's the holy water. The Rogue itself, down below the holy water, down from the dam down through Shady Cove, has been rocking pretty good. It's been some good fishing in there. It's starting to taper off now for sure with the lack of bug activity in there, and that's been even over a little bit longer. But that's starting to taper off as well down there. So if you're running a trip down there, doing something, rafting through there, keep that in mind. But we have had some good reports from there. So. Want to make a note for the Klamath. I fished the Klamath from Iron Gate down to Klamath a few days ago and had some good fishing down there. Was a little concerned about water temps. They were pushing a little high, which they can this time of year, but the cooler weather we have had has kept the water temps down a bit. But had some good fishing. Not a lot of salmon flies, stone flies out. We did get a few nice fish on dry flies, but we swung up some nice fish on little streamers with our switch rods and single hand stripping streamer fishing and stuff. So it was a pretty interesting day, and I think that's really worth mentioning. So that's a short little window that can happen in there, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a good time. So, and that's that Iron Gate, kind of float we think of more as a steelhead float. Just a quick note on the Klamath Basin, the lake, Klamath Lake itself. I've had some very good reports in the last week or so. Seems like things have kind of started to break up there and start to happen. Had a couple very good reports from there in the Rocky Point area and kind of beyond. Some of the river mouths and stuff up there. So if you are familiar with that area, it's probably a time to start poking around up there, I would say. That can be good. The Williamson has opened to good effect and has been good fishing for those that are familiar with that river and guides and stuff. Been seeing some very nice fish come out of there, which is very typical of that river over in the Klamath Basin. NorCal, June 15, it's just time to fish. We've had good reports from down there. Salmon flies on the McCloud. Probably going to be a pretty good bet in the next week and a half, 2 weeks in the Ash Camp. Maybe a little bit quieter down lower in the Audina section, but up in the Ash Camp area should be some good activity on salmon flies there. Just have had some good general fishing reports from down there. Same with the Upper Sacramento. Good general fishing reports. More nymphing, kind of getting into that time now where the flows are almost down to their summer levels, and you know, we're going to get some warm temps this week, and I think we'll start to see some of the first real stable summer fishing down there where you're looking for fish in more riffles, more oxygenated water. So wide open, time to fish. This is the year, you know, good water conditions. Great to have a little cool off here, but we're getting right back into the warm weather. And, you know, on the West Coast here, this is our peak trout time. So it's really time to get out and fish, and I hope you take advantage of it. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and follow up with us if we can help you with anything. Thank you.